All right, today we want to look at an example of points, lines, and planes. So what we have here on this drawing is a plane, okay? We've got three intersecting lines. So the first thing I want to point out is this little dashed line. You notice it's going from here down to point F, and then we got a dashed line and solid again. What that dashed line means is it's there, but we can't see it. So if you were to flip this around in a 3D version, this is essentially what we have. We have a plane with line AF running through it. So if you were to kind of flip that around a little, there's a part of that pin you can't see, or a part of that line you can't see. You can see the top, you can see the bottom, there's a little bit there you can't see. That's essentially what this is. It's almost like you're looking at this angled, okay? Now these two lines up top, those actually sit on the plane. So if we were to flip this thing over completely, that's what you would see. You would see a line, that's line ED, and that is line BC, okay? And then obviously that is line AF, the pin is. So I just wanted to give you a little 3D image of what you're looking at in a two-dimensional object. All right, so we just want to go through three basic questions here to make sure we understand what we're looking at, and to make sure we also understand how to write these things down. So name all lines. Well, we've already talked about, we've got line AF. And remember, when we're naming these things, if we're naming the line, we need arrows going both ends to signify that thing goes on forever. We've got line BC. Now the thing with line BC, we could have called it line CB, we could have called it line BF, we could have called it line CF. As long as we name any 2 points on this line, we can name it by any 2 points, okay? And the order doesn't necessarily matter. I prefer to name them alphabetically. It's just the way I like to see them. We also have a line that contains points D, E, and F. They're all on that same line, so we can call that by any 2 points. I'm going to call that line DE. So we've named this line, and this line. Name all planes. Now notice on this, we've just got one flat surface, okay? We can call that plane. Notice there's a little thing over here, R. And actually, let me go back to the previous question, name all lines. Notice there's also a random Q and random P right here at the end of the lines, okay? Line DE, we could have called line Q. Or line BC is right on the line with the P, we could have called that line P. Okay, so sometimes the lines are labeled by just a lowercase letter. All right, so back to the planes. We could have called this plane R. We could have also named it by any 3 points on the plane. Notice we've got, if you go back to our image here, we've got 2 lines that sit on that plane. So we can call this plane BCD, DEF, by any 3 points on there. The only point that is not on this plane is A. It's outside of it. It's like point A would be sitting up here somewhere above that plane. So we could have called this plane, let's just say BCD. Okay. And the last one, what is the intersection of plane R and line AF? So once again, if we go back to our 3-dimensional object, line AF and plane R. Notice those things are going to intersect right there where that pin meets that index card. In this case, it's going to happen where the line is solid and then goes to dashed. So that point right there point F would be the intersection of plane R and line AF.